Hi guys, my name is Busiso Ngame.
Hi, my name is Sina Kakana.
Hello, my name is Tingaza Nagunu.
Hi, my name is Miss Natia.
Hi, my name is Ayana Sotola.
Hi, my name is Netemba Maila.
Hi, my name is Ayabukatsube.
And lastly, hi, my name is Luis Mtati.
We are first year students from Nelson Mandela University. We are studying Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase. As part of our introduction to multilingualism in education, we will be discussing our language biography.
What is language biography?
It is a record of personal language learning history.
Loosely translated as an analysis of different languages one acquires through time.
Singabaxhosa sonke kwaye sithetha isiXhosa sonke. Let us take you through our journey of learning isiXhosa. We learn isiXhosa in many different ways. We learn isiXhosa in a very young age. We started learning isiXhosa at home. Our parents taught us how to speak and how to write isiXhosa. We went on to start our school journey at primary schools. We that is where we started like serious learning isiXhosa, how to write, pronunciation and spelling of words. We went on. Our teachers would sometimes speak out some words and said we must write them down without even looking to them, which is we call that ubizelo. We learn isiXhosa in many different ways, and here we are studying in higher institutions, studying isiXhosa in many doing isiXhosa and other languages. Yeah.
I learned isiXhosa at home as it was my home language. I learned it through my siblings as the first two words that I learned from isiXhosa was mama and tata, which was mom and dad.
As a person from in a Xhosa speaking household, I learned Xhosa through grasping words in conversations that my family members hold.
I learned isiXhosa through my family from hearing my siblings calling umama, mama, and my dad. And I also learned isiXhosa through both my parents, as my mom is from Indonesian and my dad is from Zimbabwe. They spoke a different type of isiXhosa. For an example, my mom would refer to itapile and my dad would say izambane. Both of those mean potato.
I learned languages which is Xhosa from my parents, and also I learned it from my school, primary school.
I learned my language from my parents. It was easy for me to learn
I learned Xhosa from my parents and other siblings through making what they said.
I learned isiXhosa through my family. Growing up, they would use isiXhosa around the house.
My first additional language was English, and it was introduced to me in pre-primary school. My teacher would translate a Xhosa word into an English word. For example, inhloko, head.
I grew up going to Kingsbury Primary School, where teachers and learners spoke English, meaning I learned English through counting, reading alphabets, and phonics.
I learned English through primary school. Having attended a former Model C school meant that the first time I encountered reading and writing was through English. Unfortunately, that for me meant that I wasn't able to read and write in my home language.
I learned English as an international language in primary school. I learned it by reading books and writing stories.
I learned English as my first additional language. It was very difficult learning English because it is not my mother tongue language. My grade one teacher played a huge role in my first additional language learning journey. We were scared of her. She was a very strict teacher. She would beat us up until we get what she was saying. She would call us. She would even call out some words and say we must write them down without even seeing them. That is called ubizelo. So that at least opened my mind, and to be honest, I went to grade 2 knowing how to pronounce some English words, knowing how to write some English words.
The second additional language that was introduced to me was Afrikaans. It was introduced to me when I was in primary school. I always felt Afrikaans, but that didn't matter to me because it didn't affect my academics. As when I got to high school, I had to choose between isiXhosa and Afrikaans, and I knew I was going to choose isiXhosa anyway.
So I have a second additional language, which was Afrikaans. I had learned it from primary right up until grade 9 in high school. Through the years, I opted to drop Afrikaans and opted to start doing isiXhosa home language from grade 10. However, today I have no idea how to speak Afrikaans or even hear what a word of Afrikaans is said, and I'm on a new journey to actually learn Afrikaans.
So just like my first additional language, I also learned this my second additional language, which is Afrikaans, in primary school. But in this case, I learned it in grade 3. It is a language that I am fully competent in, and it is a language that I really like speaking.
I feel empowered in speaking in isiXhosa because that's the language that I speak more often at home, at school, and in the community.
I feel empowered in Afrikaans because in primary and high school I had Afrikaans speaking friends.
I feel empowered when I speak isiXhosa. It is my home language, and it gives me so much confidence to know that I can actually articulate my home language.
I feel empowered when I speak isiXhosa because it is a language that is easy and it's easily to communicate with my family and my friends.
I feel empowered when I use my language to communicate because it is the language that I can use and I can write and read, speak.
Speaking isiXhosa because it is the language that I communicate with my parents, friends, and my community members.
I feel empowered in isiXhosa because I'm always around people who speak isiXhosa.
The language that made me feel empowered is isiXhosa, which is my home language. It is a very rich language. Of course, that is one of the reason I feel empowered whenever I speak isiXhosa.
Personally, I've learned that most of us we closest, and the most common way we learn is closest through at home and in preschool.
What I've learned in this experience is that yes, we all speak closer, but then, for example, as Usne Temba said that she knows isiXhosa, but she was taught isiXhosa in two different ways of speaking isiXhosa. So that's what I've learned, that we can all speak the same language, but we speak it
This
differently.
experience, I've learned the importance of language and how it can greatly impact your life in the sense of how you view certain things and how you approach certain situations. Yeah.
So, in my experience with the language learning, I've got to communicate using English, which is very difficult for me because I'm still learning the language. As much as we all speak Xhosa, some of us know more than one language, which is African, some know isiZulu, and it is also important to familiarize yourself with other languages.
I've learned that isiXhosa is a major language for me, and English is another language
that is difficult to speak. And yeah,
Learn from my language experience is languages have their own ways of conveying a message. One message can be told in different ways using different languages.
What I've learned through this experience is that as much as we are all Xhosa and we all speak isiXhosa, we are all very different. We come from different backgrounds. Some of us are based in PE, some of us are based out of PE, and the way we speak and interpret isiXhosa and identify to it is very different. I've also learned that education has assisted us with learning a first additional language, and our home language will always be our base in reference to how we move forward with learning different languages.